Libra.
Hello everyone, I have an announcement to make before we get on with this month's forecast, and we have some exciting news. We've developed what we call the audioscopes, and this is coming in addition to what you get here on YouTube. There are YouTube videos outlined what you can expect and when, outlines the dates and so forth. The audioscopes though, they go a little bit deeper into the material and what you can expect emotionally, spiritually, and how to roll with the energies and the influences coming in the current months. So you can check it out for your convenience. I'm putting down the link right here and also down in the description area so that you can find it there on the home page. Now these audioscopes run approximately 15 minutes. This is your August forecast for 2013. And yes, we are looking at where your planets are, and I think this month you're going to be happy that a lot of this have now shifted into your 10th house of career. Many of you have been looking to your career over the latest periods, wanting to know when things are going to kick into action. When is this area going to be expanding for you? And you've been studying, you've been doing your research, you know, all of from 2012, late summer to now, you've been preparing, okay? And now we're beyond preparation. Even though you might still be doing some research here in the background, but now the scope between now and next summer is all going to be about how you can move into the career field, expand it, and not just for the paycheck at the end of the month. For you, it's more like you're reaching for something that you believe in, something where you can feel that you can make a difference, how you can affect the people around you and make that big of a difference. And you have Mercury and Mars here in this area. Mercury has been here for a longer extended period of time because of the retrograde. And now, of course, Mercury is going to start speeding up, and it will in fact move through 2 signs in 14 days, whereas it's been in this sign for closer to 8 weeks. So you can see how fast they can move and how they do slow down. But Mars here is going to give you action. Mars is going to be in this area for you until the 28th of this month. So this will help Jupiter actually pinpoint the direction, give you the extra energy here midsummer when it is actually vacation time, but you're focusing on getting the path clear and open for what you're going to be doing here later on, coming into the autumn. So this is good. This is good. You like that kind of drive, especially because you are always wanting to find that perfect balance in your life. And once your business or your career is in harmony, well, then everything else is also within harmony for you. The home and family life as well, which is, you know, the opposite sign here. So, but we have a couple of things this month that I want to prepare you for, because, you know, we've had a couple of good months where things have more or less have been flowing pretty well, even though there's been a few hiccups. But, you know, that's also due to your personal signs. And what we do here is the solar scope. And the solar scope is what is kind of like going on for all of us in our own specific little 12 regions for each sign. But it's kind of laid on top of what's going on in your own personal birth chart, which of course we don't see from here. So, you know, I get these questions sometimes. It's like, okay, something really wonderful was forecasted, but I didn't get that. What was up with it? Well, that's because you had your personal birth planets triggering perhaps in some difficult angles to whatever was coming forward. This is why it's such a big difference when you have a personal chart reading to know what's going on in your chart, to see what's actually supporting these wonderful things to take place and what's taking away from it. But even though here these transits this month has its ups, but we have a couple of dates here that's going to be a little challenging for all of us, no matter where our birth charts are. But we're going to start off here, top of the month, first and second healing situations. I see a lot of romantic energy being shared as both of you are kind of beautifully doing the dance together, listening to one another, feeding one another new energy. You know, and especially in an area, since Chiron is involved here, it's in an area that has touched upon something that at some point could have presented some heartache or a pain, or it could even be that much further back in time that this person, now that you're in this relationship with, has nothing to do with, but where there was like a little hole blown in your aura at some point. You know, it could be with what you're experiencing right now is feeling so wonderful that you feel it's healing that old wound. Beautiful way to start the month. So just listen to what he or she is saying. It might be their wound and you being a participant of it, you being the healer of it, or vice versa. Then we have some good unexpected news on the 4th for you that will be between your 11th and your 7th house. So that may be coming from a partner, your beloved other, or somebody you work with one-on-one, and it coming out as something that has to do with friends, hopes, wishes. It's like the social network, groups, or any kind of affiliations. You might have applied to join a group. This would be the day that you get, you know, the green light for it, for example. That's one way it could work out. And then we have the new moon on the 6th, which is in this very same area of social groups, friends, hopes, dreams, wishes. And you're having such a beautiful time here at the top of the month that let your new moon be that affirmation that you're loving what you're doing, you're loving where you're at, the way you're sharing here with your friends, and then say, tell yourself, because that's what affirmations are promises to self, that I promise to myself I will allow more time to be active and focused, you know, together with these friends, or, you know, this group or these groups, because this is what makes me feel good. Why? Because it's in the sign of Leo. Your 11th house is always in the sign of Leo in your horoscope, and this is what brings out this genuine, warm heart feeling that you have. You know, the playfulness, it rejuvenates, it brings that inner sun child out. So you're gonna love it, you know. So it's more like on this new moon on the 6th, you telling yourself, I want more of this. Now I gotta make sure I make time for it every month coming up. Good for you. Then we have Mercury moving into this very same area on the 8th. So as you can see, it's like there's a trend here going on of feeling good here in August. However, though, there is a challenge, and let's speak about it, because Jupiter that we love, and Jupiter that's now expanding everything, starting to in your charts, depending on which date you're born. It's influencing all of you, of course, but those born in the first week of your sign, they have the direct hit of this Jupiter. Now, this direct Jupiter is opposing Pluto, so there's a situation here, and that will be on the 7th, August 7th. Mark it on your chart. For you, either something is going to take place at work, or it will be at home. If it is at home, it could be you, your family, or some family members. But there's something here. Pluto is intense. It's not just dynamite. You know, Pluto can be nuclear. And then put that together with Jupiter, which isn't small like Mercury, it's like humongous. So what is this tension? There's something like something really wants to burst at the seams like a volcano, which Pluto pretty much represents, and especially because Pluto is in Earth, and you know, there's some pressure here, and then Jupiter comes along as like the top of the pressure cooker. So between home and career for you, but then again, you know, these are universal aspects. You know, it goes for all of us, wherever we are upon the planet. So we want to kind of watch what takes place that day too, because it could be things that we hear in the news. And Cancer and Capricorn, so it's water, it's earth, it's intense Pluto, and it's big Jupiter, which is fire. It's the ruler of Sagittarius, which is fire. So we might see some earth changes, perhaps, you know, something that could give on this day. Moving right along, we have Saturn and Mercury square on the 11th, okay? So there's going to be some communication somewhere that might not go as smooth as you have planned. There might be a hiccup. This challenge might take a couple of days to find some kind of a solution, which will come around on the 14th, okay? So you got 11th to the 14th trying to really work things out. And then Venus is going to move from your 12th house, where it currently is, into the first house. That's the best place for Jupiter, for Venus, if you ask me, especially for you women, because Venus is our Venusian energies. It's our inner beauty. It's the femininity that we are, the goddesses, coming up to the rising sign. This is how you're going to be projecting out to the world, Libra, here, and enjoy it while it's there. It's, you know, roughly like a month or so. So that's the best time of the year for you, is here, in that sense. And then we do have a little bit more coming up here between the 20th and 24th, another little ruffle of feathers. And this is why we love astrology, because we can look ahead, you know, because sometimes, I mean, even when we don't look ahead, you can feel or sense, anticipate that something is like percolating, or some situation is on its way, but not really knowing what it is. But when you get a grip on it, you know, beforehand, you can actually start preparing it if you know what it is, so you can be ready and just deal with it, or even better yet, you know, settle it prior to these dates. Then you're good to go. But yes, okay, the 20th we have that same Jupiter is squaring Uranus, and Uranus comes with the unexpected, out of the blue, like a bolt out of the clear sky. And Jupiter is being rattled by it. And Jupiter, you know, when she does things, she doesn't do it in a little way. It's more like in a big way. So whatever that is here, Libra, mark the 20th and 21st. And then we have the 24th, Money Matters. It's Venus and Pluto square. And for you, that will be between your first house and your fourth house. Could be some extra expenses coming up here for the home, for example. Pretty much that you hadn't anticipated. But then also on the 25th, I really want you to pay attention to that day even more, because for you this will be between, and your Neptune. Yeah, for you it will be between your 12th house and your 6th house. So a misunderstanding, miscommunication, where the one partner is saying something and then the other one thought they heard, but they didn't hear it correctly. So, but and that would be okay, because you could always settle that. But what's really complicating it is another transit coming in behind it, where it looks like Venus is going to take some immediate action upon what was said, you know, and put something into motion. And then it's going to become clear that, no, that's not what was said. And it's like, oops, well, it's already done. Okay. Then Mercury and Saturn, thank God, they're in a good aspect. They will listen and confer and readjust and understand. You have a good talk through of this muddled communication. And then Venus is going to have to go put it straight. It could be like somebody going out there doing a purchase while you said. It's like, no, that's not what I said. So then you have to redo whatever purchase, if that is what the deal is going to be for you, for example. Now, Mars is going to move out of this career space on the 28th. It's moving into your 11th house, hopes, dreams, wishes, and you're going to be very busy with some groups and affiliations, maybe starting up something new. Mars comes to this area of your chart every 2 years. So it's kind of starting up a new energetic cycle with friends. You might be attracting new friends and new people to be with. And that's always a nice, a good, and a fun thing. And then at the end of the month, you looking back over how well you did here in August, I see you kind of really feeling that you actually did well with these things that was thrown to you like a curveball. Okay, the universe has 1, 2, 3 major curveballs taking a couple of days each time. But yeah, it looks like you have really come through with communicating very clearly and distinctly. And the good thing about those kind of crises is that we learn, okay, I need to pay more attention to how I communicate. So I'm making sure. That's the upside of having Pluto now coming to that Mercury. And then the Sun and Saturn, they're doing good. Mercury and Jupiter also doing good. Both of them with sextiles here on the 29th and 30th. So that's expansion. That is joy. This is Mercury feeling, you know, it's jiving with all things good here at the end of the month. And you feeling like you've landed on your feet with your tail up. So this is what we have. We do want to mention your full moon is going to be in the 5th house, August 20th. Your new moon is, like I said, on the 6th. Make sure you make a little point of this on your calendar for both these dates for the luminaries, August 6th and 20th. So the 20th should be a fun time. It's your 5th house for fun and pleasure, to go do something that you normally don't take time off to do. And there could be some great news coming from one of your children if you have grown children. So this is what we have for you, Libra, here in August. And do go listen to your moon sign and your rising sign, and listen for your partner to see what's going on with him or her. And I will see you next month.